How's it going, everyone? Chris here, and welcome to an extremely special video today. And I say that this is extremely special because we actually have an amazingly huge leak from none other than Gamestop. Yes, that's right, Gamestop has come back and leaked a bunch of stuff they probably weren't supposed to because they leaked over 20 brand new Nintendo Switch games that are all going to be coming out very soon. Guys, this is normally where I would say to take all of this with a grain of salt. However, you guys do not have to because all of this information is in GameStop's database right now. So this is all 100% confirmed and real. And I just gotta say, guys, that this is absolutely insane. However, before we start talking about it, I do need to tell you guys where I got all this information. So guys, this leak was sent in to me by one of my subscribers on my Discord server, so if you guys haven't already joined up, you can find a link to my Discord as well as links to all of my other social media presences, such as my Twitter and Patreon, in the description bar down below, as well as the pinned comment. Also guys, for those of you who are currently participating in my 20k tournament, you guys need to go ahead and go to the description and check out the video that's listed there, because there was a very important update. However guys, that is not what this video is about, so with all of that being said, the leak that we are going to be taking a look at today comes from NintendoLife.com, and once again guys, this is all 100% confirmed to be real. So with all of that out of the way guys, let's go ahead and take a look at this amazing new leak. So guys, like I said, this leak comes from NintendoLife.com, and it is titled, GameStop's database lists more than 20 unannounced Switch titles ahead of E3. It starts by saying the American video game retailer GameStop has reportedly revealed the number of major releases that will be announced for the Nintendo Switch at this year's E3. According to the same leaker who last weekend shed light on a brand new Ubisoft IP, GameStop's internal database has added SKU placeholders for more than 20 Nintendo Switch games. With this year's Electronic Entertainment Expo less than a week away, these new listings are likely related. Noticeably, the majority of these titles have a placeholder price of $59.99, while 3 are $39.99, $49.99, and $89.99, and another is priced at $199.99. The source speculates the last one could be a premium edition or perhaps even a bundle. Underneath this is some information about what the competition has planned. PlayStation 4 supposedly has over 20 game announcements on the way, and Xbox One has slightly less. So guys, now that we've gone over the entire post, let's go ahead and take a look at a bunch of the information that was leaked alongside with this to prove that this is real. So guys, alongside all of the information that was posted on NintendoLife.com, we also have a tweet that goes along with it from a user named Sabi. So they start by saying, GameStop adds about 21 new NSW stock keeping units. All games and no consoles. If I had to guess, the $200 game is probably some sort of bundle or premium edition. We'll post more images. And then, Sabi comes back and posts even more proof about all of this, printed out on paper. This was sent in by a GameStop employee on my server. Reminder that SKUs are just placeholders for new games, so these don't tell us much, but are great for speculation. And then along with that, we obviously get the picture of all of the new SKUs. So now guys, let's go ahead and talk about the first image that was included alongside what Sabi said, being the SKUs that were taken off of what I believe to be a computer. So now guys, the first image that we are going to go ahead and take a look at, once again, apparently comes from the GameStop computer. Now, as we can see, we see a bunch of new SKUs of new games alongside prices and street dates. Now, obviously, one of the things that I'm sure you guys are all noticing right now is most of these games say that they have a street date of 12/31/2019, which is December 31st of 2019, which is the last day of the year. Typically, guys, what happens with companies like this is Nintendo will tell them about how many games are going to be released this year, so that way GameStop can start putting them in their system, but they don't go into specifics. So Nintendo did not give them any of the names of any of the games, and they didn't give them any of the release dates, so for right now, All we know is that Nintendo is releasing over 20 new games this year before the end of 2019, and they're all going to be released at some point. Now, one of the things that I needed to talk about as well is that just because it does say it has a street date of December 31st, 2019, that does not mean that these games could not get delayed. So if there is the case of, like, let's say with Metroid Prime 4, where we originally thought that we were going to be getting it this year or in 2020, and it got completely delayed, that date would be pushed back at a later time. So just remember, guys, that as of right now, Nintendo plans on releasing over 20 games in 2019, but there is always a chance that these games could get delayed or something like that. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the picture that I believe is probably the most important part of this leak, and that is actually of the paper version of all of this information. Now, as you guys can see on screen right now, we have a bunch of new available SKUs, as well as prices and everything like that. Now, I'm sure that the first thing that you guys probably noticed is that in the far left column, all of the dates are for December 31st, 2019, except there's one for October 18th of 2019. Now, that game looks to have a $39.99 price tag, so it's not going to be a first-party game. Originally, I thought it was going to be something like Luigi's Mansion 3 or Animal Crossing. However, it looks like it's going to be a third-party game, or it could just be like a cheaper first-party game. Again, I'm not 100% sure, but I have a feeling it's probably going to be an indie or third-party game. Now, one of the other things that we need to take a look at, which I think is very important, are the prices. Now, in the United States, typically first-party Nintendo games, which for example are like Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, those games are $59.99. So, when we take a look at this, we see that there are actually a bunch of games for that amount, with only a couple being $199.99, $39.99, and $49.99, so I believe it is safe for us to assume that those are all going to be first-party big Nintendo games. Now, granted, they're definitely not all going to be on the same level of Luigi's Mansion 3 or Animal Crossing or anything like that, but they are still first-party Nintendo games, which I think is extremely cool. Pretty soon, if this does end up being legit, we could be seeing a bunch of brand new first-party Nintendo games on the Nintendo Switch. Now, there are lots of people out there right now that are worrying that, yeah, Nintendo Switch really doesn't have that many good games coming to it in 2019. It's no 2017 by any means, but if this does end up happening and we get more stuff besides Super Mario Maker 2, Animal Crossing, and Luigi's Mansion 3, we are definitely in for a wild ride, guys. Like, we could definitely all be using our Switches for stuff other than Smash Bros. Ultimate and Super Mario Odyssey soon. So now, guys, let's go ahead and speculate about what some of these games could actually be. Now, right off the bat, I can guarantee you guys that I already know 7 of them, and those are going to be Super Mario Maker 2, Persona 5 for Switch, Metroid Prime Trilogy, Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield, Luigi's Mansion 3, and Animal Crossing. Obviously, 5 of those games have already been announced, and then in terms of Persona 5 and the Metroid Prime Trilogy, we all already know that those were already leaked through Best Buy system, so yes, those games are all going to be released this year, 100% guaranteed. Now, another game on this list that really interested me was the one that is apparently getting released on October 18th that has a price tag of $39.99. Now, obviously, the game that I believe that this is going to end up being is Link's Awakening. Now, I say that because I don't think that Link's Awakening is going to be able to demand a $60 price tag, considering the game doesn't look like it's super hard to develop, and it's also a remake of a pretty old game, so I feel like $40 is definitely a very good price for it. Now, Nintendo could definitely be like, hey, I'm going to release this game for $60 and you're going to buy it because you guys love Zelda, but I don't think it's going to sell as well as it would if they put a $40 price tag on it, so I think $40 is the perfect place for it, and that's why I believe that that is what that game is actually going to end up being. And finally, guys, the last thing that I want to talk about is the biggest number that's on this screen being the thing that is going to be releasing for $200. Now, right away, guys, I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably scratching your heads being like, I wonder what this could end up being. Nintendo said that they weren't going to announce any new consoles or anything like that at E3, so are they really going to charge $200 for a game? No, guys, this is 100% going to be the new Nintendo Switch Mini. Now, before you guys pull out the pitchforks, just hear me out for a second. Nintendo said that they weren't going to be announcing any new consoles or anything like that at E3, but that doesn't mean that they won't announce them at the next Nintendo Direct. I mean, for all we know, they could save the Nintendo Switch Mini for the September Nintendo Direct, and then be like, oh yeah, this is releasing this November, and that could be what this price tag is. However, guys, just remember that this is pure speculation, and honestly, it could end up being something none of us even saw coming. Like, maybe it'll be like Super Mario Odyssey 2, 3, and 4 releasing for $200 or something like that. I don't think that's actually what it's going to be, but you never know with Nintendo. They're the kings of left field. However, guys, I'd love to hear your thoughts about what you think that game could be, as well as your thoughts about everything about this leak. I mean, we don't get leaks like this that often, and this one is just absolutely crazy. So make sure you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, because I'd really like to hear them. However, guys, that's all I got for now, so thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, share, and like, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.